So in here we got a truly fascinating article here that focuses on a specific controversial conversation here which involves cloning in science. We've had this going back to 3 decades ago where we had Dolly the sheep, and we've had other species that have undergone a lot of cloning trials, some of them successful, some of them failures, and most importantly looking at how long they last over time does matter. So in this particular article we says that there is a specific species that is still surviving after 2 years of its cloning species method, and this here according to this article says that it is a cloned monkey. And when you hear monkey, that is really a huge word or species here because of one, how closely it is really to we humans, because of course there are primates, the other species that have undergone a lot of these cloning methods. Major of them are mammals, which I would say they kind of share some specific DNA resemblance or genetic information with we humans, but nothing compared to a monkey. I mean, if we get a monkey and then the gorilla and the other stuff, but it's just that close to us, and it's just surprising that they were able to pull this off according to this article here after going through many trials. And what do I mean by many trials? Here this article talks about the number of chances of this happening and how they were able to be successful at this and whether it can be replicated again. And so looking at that particular segment here, it says here that they had 113 embryo clones, and this actually shows that out of those many, only one was able to survive and live up to 2 years. And this here is really mind-blowing in terms of the chances of you getting this right, and not only getting it right but being able to survive that number of years for a genetic cloning. And so looking at this here, or species cloning, and because of the complications involved, I mean, a mammal, it's okay that the complications might be a little bit simple, but when it comes to more specialized species like monkeys and then coming up well to humans, that is really a huge leap in terms of this particular method. And the question here is, will this method be able to be sustainable in terms of the moving of that species, and how this is going to push for that innovation? That is a big question that scientists will be asking, and how they can modify this particular technique down the road. Now, in terms of this article here, the name of this monkey, I mean, if you think of the dolly in terms of the shape, but looking at the monkey, its name here is Retro, and Retro here is a Rhenus monkey, and this here is still going after just 2 years. And so in here it says that has survived for more than 2 years and has led to valuable insight into the scientific process according to experts. Now, scientists in China used a modified version of the simple technique that was used to create Dolly the sheep, the world's first cloned mammal. Now, this here moves on to say that out of 113 cloned embryos, 11 were implanted into surrogate monkeys, but only one survived, and this is it here, which is Retro. Now, the team said that although the success rate of producing valuable and healthy clones is really low, according to this article, says that it's actually less than 1%. It says that it pushes forward the understanding of primate clones. Now, the world's first cloned monkey, a pair of identical long-tailed macaques, were created 6 years ago by the same research group. And this research group is in China's Academy, or Chinese Academy of Sciences in Shanghai. Now, at the time, the researchers wanted to create populations of genetically uniform monkeys that could be customized for research into human diseases. Now, it also raised major ethical questions by bringing the world closer to human cloning. And so definitely there will be a lot of scrutiny because of different parts of the world having different regulations, of course, and these regulations are definitely strict in terms of the applications of cloning. How is this going to impact the population human wise, because of how studying of diseases have evolved over time? And do you really need to have humans cloned to be testing this particular disease remedy, or let's say vaccines, before it's put out to major populations? And is this questions going to be coming not only from the human sense, but different species that are really close to us humans? Are they going to be subjected to this testing, which may open doors to maybe understanding more about species manipulation genetically versus how that is compared to humans? It's just going to be a lot of complications and questions and scrutiny that this will have to come about closer to the future, which is pretty much now. So really mind blowing here based on this article and all the information that is actually putting up here. Really bold as well. Now, but experts now say these fears were entirely unfounded and the efficiency of the cloning process still remains low. Now, writing in a journal, Natural Communication, the author said that these discoveries provide valuable insights into the reprogramming mechanisms of monkey SCNT, which is known as the single cell nuclear transfer, and introducing a promising strategy for primate cloning. Now, also commenting on the finding, according to this researcher at the National Center for Biotechnology in Spain, who was not involved in the study, said that both the cloning of macaques and rhesus monkeys demonstrates two things. Now, first is that it is possible to clone primates, and second is that, no less important, it is extremely difficult to succeed in these experiments with such low efficiencies, once again ruling out human cloning. Now, Dolly made history nearly about 3 decades ago after being cloned at Edinburgh Roslin Institute, and it was the first time scientists had managed to clone a mammal from an adult cell taken from an under of the fin Dorset sheep. And since then, many other mammals have been cloned using the same SCNT technique, which involves transferring cell nucleus DNA to a donated egg cell that is then prompt to develop into an embryo. Now, this includes sheep, cattle, pigs, dogs, cats, mice, and rats, and long-tailed monkeys. So, I hope you found this really informative about this particular interesting article, I would say, concerning a cloned monkey, but most importantly, how long it survived now, 2 years, and the progress that led to this one surviving out of 113 that were starting off in that trial, which is really less than 1% chance of this happening. And the big question is this: will this be able to be replicated for humans? I mean, if this is really close to the human species, what are the chances of we pulling it off for human species? Let's know your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. By that way, we can talk to you soon. Stay smart as always and believe in yourselves.